Hey, good morning, it's Kayak Cliff. I'm back at Caddo Lake. I did a video out here a couple years ago, but it was in the fall. Now it's a spring. I'm at Johnson's Ranch Marina. Established in 1908, it's the oldest inland marina in Texas, and boy, does it have some old rustic charm to it. But we're gonna launch out here where we have before, and hopefully kind of tour some different areas that I haven't been to. But the purpose that I came out for is I had a viewer that that contacted me and said, hey, you know, there's an Earth Day kayak flotilla out here. And supposedly there's about 100, 150 kayakers that are going to be out here today. So I wanted to be a part of it and get out here. Earth Day was yesterday, Friday the 22nd. Today's Saturday the 23rd. But wanted to get out here to see what it's about and just kind of spend time with other kayakers and shoot a little video for you guys getting out on Caddo Lake in the springtime. If you've been following me lately, this is what I love about inflatable kayaking. This is the Sea Eagle RazorLite 393RL. It folds up in the size of a backpack, but I just fold it in half and put it in the back of my truck bed. No roof racks, no running it out the back of my bed, driving down the highway. Nice and easy to put together. Here, let me show you how it inflates. Boy, one thing I try to do when I get to the different lakes and the different paddling destinations is usually there's a marina, the most popular place to launch, and for here it's Johnson's Ranch. Obviously been here for almost 100 years, but pick up, or over 100 years, pick up a map, and usually they sell them laminated, and this map right here, let's see if you can see. Here's Johnson's Ranch Marina right here. That's where we launched. So if you follow and you turn left coming out of Johnson's Ranch and then make another left, you can get onto one of 3 paddling trails right here. This is called Old Folks Playground. And this will be marked beautifully so you can do a circle here. If you went down a little further, you can do this orange route, which is Turtle Shell paddling trail. And Turtle Shell is another circuitous route. And if you keep on hugging the shoreline after coming out, you can pick up the Cathedral paddling trail. Now this is an out and a back one, but the Cathedral paddling trail, it's and these are marked. It looks like it's about 1.5 miles out. It goes through just a very narrow cut with big bald cypress on either side. So there's 2 other paddling trails out farther in another part of the lake, and but right here in this area there's 3 paddling trails, and boy, this is an epic destination if you're in Texas and you want to do some really cool paddling. Okay, I'm meeting up with the group now. They're out of Holly Lake Ranch. It's kind of north of Tyler, and wait for them to get all launched. The wind is going to be 10 to 20 today, so it's not ideal. I'm right into the wind now, but this is it's a big swamp, so there's lots of trees, so there should be a lot of protection from the wind today. Had to go back to the launch. I forgot my Shelta sun hat. Awesome sun hat. If you want to learn more about it, check out the link in my description box. I love it. Forgot my kayak gloves as well. I don't like to use a lot of sunscreen, so I opt for the long sleeve shirts and the really good sun hat, and then the gloves, and of course just my fingers are exposed. But so we're on the trail labeled Q, and we're getting ready to go through what they call the government ditch. Looks like a real narrow run with. Okay. Now A is, so we're actually on A crossing Q, but the wind's pushing us. Boy, it's pretty windy today. It's the wind is pushing us, so we might be fighting it getting back, but it's smooth sailing right now. It's even got a sign up there in the tree called Government Ditch. This looks really cool. Well, I love all the Spanish moss hanging and blowing in the trees. It looks pretty. I'm from Florida. We have Spanish moss all over the place.
Yeah, this is black and white photographer's paradise here.
Oh, isn't it?
So how many kayaks do you own?
I got 5 now.
5?
Yeah. They're all inflatable now. I just got rid of all my hard shells.
Okay.
So you like them that much to keep all inflatable?
I'm sorry?
You like them that much to keep all inflatable?
I really do, because it's I travel a lot, so
That's what I was going to say.
you know, I don't have to.
A lot, not to have the convenience of it.
Yeah, and they fold up. They're every bit as durable. They're they actually hold more weight, and they're this is their fast one, and
That doesn't look like an inflatable one.
it's new technology. It's about 10-year-old technology, but it's called drop stitch technology, and it's like rock hard. It's real hard. It takes a high PSI, and you just take an electric pump and hook it up to it. In 5 minutes, you're ready to go.
Is it the same kind of pump like you would do an air mattress?
No,
it's
a special. It's a higher. It's one made for paddle boards and kayaks. And
is it very big though?
No, it's just a little pump about this big.
Perfect.
Just keep it in the car. I mean, they have manual pumps too. I started out doing that, but forget it. Yeah, if it's a hot summer day, then you're sweating by the time you get on the water, and I'd rather just hook it up. And
is it suction too when you are finished? Deflate it.
Yeah. It's really nice. It's all battery operated. It does pressures up to 15 psi, which is what you need for these drop stitch boats. Howdy.
Yeah.
Boy, this is just a long straight cut. This is really cool.
Yeah.
This government ditch that we're in is actually, it was cut back probably in the 30s or 40s. It's because it's just perfectly straight, so it's not natural. But it was cut so they could get cotton from the East Texas fields across this body of water and down to the Red River, so then they could get it down to New Orleans and all of that. So again, here on the map, this is, I had shown you the paddle trails earlier, but this is the government ditch, this white line. And even though this is all blue around here, it doesn't mean it's open water. We're cutting through cypress swamps here. So that's the government ditch. Well, I have Gail here, and she's 80 years young and just eating up the paddling. She says she's been paddling for 18 years.
About that long, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's awesome. No, that's what keeps you young.
Well, we paddle all the time at Holly Lake because we've got several lakes, but I really prefer to go out in the bigger water.
In this little old town that's made for, this little ocean kayak that's made for rough water at the beach and things like that, she is just moving it along.
It's really stable.
Super stable.
Actually, in our swim area, I tried to turn it over to see if I could get back in it. I was not able to turn it over. I leaned as far as I could go, and I could not turn it over. And it has a good support for your back. So I like that.
So how often do you get out and paddle?
Sometimes several times a week, but sometimes I may go 2 months.
Okay.
So it just, whenever the mood strikes, whenever the weather's good.
Well, that's great. That's what I want to do when I retire, is paddle and bike.
Yeah.
And hike. And you probably got some good hiking out there too.
We do. We have some nice trails at Holly Lake that are really nice trails to walk on, but biking's not very good because we have so many steep hills.
Yeah.
I live right at the top of a hill, and on both sides it goes down. So anywhere you go, you got to come back up the hill.
Oh, wow. Boy, Gail, we just talked to, there was a log, kind of partially submerged log across the river, and everybody's kind of navigating around it. Well, Gail said, I'm going over it, and and just boom, right over it. That is awesome. Again, I'm 80 years old. I love to see people getting out and enjoying the outdoors like that. That is just awesome. If I can do that the rest of my life, I'm a happy guy. Well, it's absolutely uber cool going through this this government ditch. Kind of reminds me of doing the mangroves in Florida, the mangrove paddling trails. This is different, completely different trees, a little more wide open, but protected. And on a windy day like today, that's nice. But I did want to point out, with this Holly Lake Ranch Kayak Club that's out here with me, or that I'm out with, great group of retirees out of East Texas. But when they were all getting together prior to launching, I passed out my little Kayak Cliff stickers, and here they are here. I passed around a bunch of stickers because it's got my website on there, and I'm glad I did, because you know, number one, they can go there and find my channel and watch videos and find cool places to paddle in Texas and beyond. But everybody is like, oh my gosh, that's a blow up, that's an inflatable, that's a, and just everybody is amazed that this is not an inflatable like the old days. Everybody's amazed at the technology that Sea Eagle has done with the inflatable kayaks, like this RazorLite that I'm in. So I think a lot of people will be checking out Sea Eagle. On the links to my website, I have all the Sea Eagle products that I recommend or that I use. I kind of put pictures of the endorsed products that I actually use, whether it's bicycles or camping equipment or kayaks with Sea Eagle. So I think a lot of people will be going there and checking out the Sea Eagle line of kayaks, because they're all retirees, and to fold something up, you know, deflate it, fold it up, and throw it in the back of a car, 35-pound kayak, no big deal. Yeah, I got Tom Huntz. He's with the a big community out in East Texas, Holly Lake community, and he's in charge of their kayak club, which they got a nice kayak club if you're interested in living in a community where there's kayakers.
So Holly Lake Ranch has got 5 lakes, 2 of which can be paddled on. And several years ago, some of us got interested in kayaking, and one of the members that lives out there held a kayak clinic, where people that have kayaks just bring them to the beach, and they do a little bit of instruction, safety, and then everybody can try them out. So a couple years later, about a year later, Jim Hansen and I started picking up the ball on that, and Lana Bali-Shale helped as well, and Robin Edwards, and we hold kayak clinics about every 4 months or so, and introduce people from 8 years old to 92 years old.
Wow.
My 82-year-old mother-in-law paddled for the first time this past year.
Oh, that's great.
And
that's great.
It was just fun. It's one of the best clubs we've ever had. There's no dues, no officers, and no meetings. We just paddle.
Just paddle. That's great.
Just have a Facebook page and post, hey, we want to paddle at 2 o'clock on Tuesday afternoon, and people show up, and away we go.
That's what I want to do when I retire.
That's right.
Bicycle and paddle.
We do full moon paddles, where we see where the moon rises early in the evening, and we get out and light up our boats. We do Christmas paddles, where we light up the boats for Christmas, and Santa Claus comes to Holly Lake Ranch by boat.
Oh, that's great.
By kayak. And a lot of people that live out there decorate their docks for Christmas with lights, and it makes a real fun evening. And There's some usual, really beautiful sunsets in December
Oh,
with the low clouds and the low sun.
well, those fall harvest moons are just
beautiful.
Yeah, incredible. That would be neat to be on.
And the most fun that we have is holding the kayak clinics and seeing people do something they've never done before or thought about doing, and the smiles on their face are just reward enough. So,
That's great. That's really that's great to hear. That's let me know when you have those moonlight paddles. I'll come out for one
all
of
right,
those.
we'll do it.
It's
The heron over there behind that tree.
So I got Robin next to me, and we've been talking quite a bit. And what's kayaking do for you?
It's just a little bit of freedom.
Yep.
You get out here and you kind of commune with nature. If you get ahead of the group, you can actually hear the birds and the wind and that kind of stuff. And it's just free. It's as close to get to flying as you can get, you know. I think skiing, you may have a little bit of that sensation.
Yep.
But when you're out here and the wind's blowing and the birds are singing, every once in a while you scare up an eagle or two, you know, and that's kind of exciting.
Oh, I love it when I can see a bald eagle.
Yeah. So
It's-
the eagles and the gators, those are the two things I like to see if I'm paddling.
It's just this. There's lots of ways to unplug, but this is just a major one. Because literally we're out in the middle of nowhere, and just kind of exploring, and it's a lot of fun.
Well, it doesn't get much better than Caddo. All
No,
these bald cypress and the Spanish moss and stuff.
and I like places like this on windy days because you're protected and you can still get out on the water. That's neat. Well, thanks, Robin.
You're welcome.
Boy, you got these noisy John boats here with those air-cooled engines and like an egg beater prop on the end for getting through shallow lily pad water. Man, they're loud, but they must be fun to ride though. When the lily pads are out, they're probably pretty easy to just glide right through. Gail, how you doing with this wind?
Okay.
Okay, now we're paying for it. We're in some pretty stiff wind. I'd say it is, it's a 15 mile an hour sustained wind according to the watch. It feels like more. But luckily we're about 3/4 of the way, so we were able to go most of the way protected. But we got this one stretch into the wind on the way back to the ramp. So anyway, I'm hugging different parts of the shoreline where trees are blocking it. There, I got a little relief now. But boy, this RazorLite just cuts right through. Cuts through the wind beautifully. We're pulling back up to Johnson's Branch. That was a cool loop. That was a really cool loop. And again, it's the loop where you're going up through Government Ditch, and you get to the end of Government Ditch and kind of go right and then kind of follow back another body of water. It's pretty easy. That's one of my favorite trails. I'm going to do that more. But boy, I'm ready to stand up. Been in this kayak for about 2 hours. Ooh, it feels good to stretch. Okay, we got the RazorLite in the back of the truck. All I did was just fold it up twice. Sometimes I fold it into thirds. I'm gonna get it home and inflate it and wash it and dry it out, and then I'm gonna fold it up properly. But great, easy way. Just throw it in the truck and you're gone. And I wanted to give a little shout out to Blue Dot Outfitters. They sent me this cooler, and it's a kayak cooler. And in light of Earth Day, Blue Dot is what it was named after. It's named after the big blue dot that we live on called Earth. So they make some cool products for kayaking. This is a kayak cooler, and it actually has 4 bungee cords on the back that tie it to the back of your kayak seat when you're fishing, so, or kayaking, and you just reach around and get what you want out of the top. It's I got some Yeti ice packs in here, but it'll hold easily 10 drinks and some lunch, so no problem at all. This is an awesome cooler. Highly recommend it. There's a link for it on my website, so I'll put a link there for it.